Welcome back to Zatus.
I'm Ryan.
Me too.
No, you're not.
God forbid.
You never will be.
God forbid. So.
That's a really cool sweatshirt. Where'd you get that? Cool hoodie.
Oh, I got it at Spencer's.
Really?
No, maybe BJ's. Maybe Justice, actually. I'm not sure. Wow. So, let's see. The boys saw Jujutsu Kaisen Movie 0 or Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I don't really know what the proper nomenclature is, but the boys liked it a lot.
Yeah,
the boys liked
did.
it a lot.
So did the boy sitting next to you.
Okay, we're gonna get to that boy.
Okay.
What were your tell me your initial thoughts like after seeing the movie? That were kind of, I mean, we're not really fresh off the presses anymore. We saw it a few days ago, but
I actually haven't thought about it that much since the movie. But
so think
when we were in the theater, I was just I wanted to know what was canon and what wasn't. I think the majority of it is canon.
Yeah,
which is really cool. I like that new trend for anime movies.
Mm-hmm. The consensus that we came to, and what you just said, is that I think it's entirely canon.
Yeah, I think I saw on Twitter.
Which means it's true. So, go on.
What?
If you saw it on Twitter, it's definitely true. Whatever you're reading.
Oh, that's what
yeah.
I think I saw a page in the manga from past where the show left off of Utah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I think.
What's he up to? Spoilers, I guess. Spoilers. Yeah. Anyways, the movie was awesome. Maki, there was I like her design.
What about her design do you like?
I like that, this is a year ago, so her glasses are circular instead of rectangular.
Okay.
I like the scene when they're.
So do you like the circular glasses more, or you just
more
like
actually?
Change?
No, I was starting as a joke, but now if we're gonna get into that, I actually do. I like the rectangular ones, but I think the circular ones are cuter in a more ugly cute kind of way. Not that anything about her is ugly; it's the glasses. There was a scene with her in Utah. I don't really want to spoil. Actually, you know what? Just go see the movie if you like Maki or Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't need to tell you that if you like Jujutsu Kaisen to see the movie. So, yeah.
I look like Marcus de Paula.
Who?
You say that every time. I say it quite frequently.
Is he a YouTuber?
The TikTok news.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Remember that legendary stitching thing? Oh, that was so...
I'm here with my girlfriend.
And that's...
my birthday.
I love when people band together to just clown on someone. That's so awesome. Did he ever respond to that? Did he ever say, this is funny? Reminds me of the kind of guy to be like, enough. I don't have any... I'm not holding my girlfriend hostage when you have to defend that. Whoa. So yeah, we saw the movie. It was awesome. Really not much to say because I actually don't want to spoil that much. It was really cool. There was a lot of Gojo Daddy. There was, surprisingly, I guess that's a spoiler too. Okay, enough, I guess. I don't want to keep starting sentences and saying spoiler. I was sitting next to someone during the movie. I was sitting next to him, which was...
unfortunate.
Yeah. But, it was a pretty packed theater, and I was right in the seat next to me was a stranger. That's fine. As long as everyone's respectful and stuff, I actually love a packed movie theater. It kind of adds to the ambient hype of just seeing something with a group of people. But he was, I don't want to say wasn't respectful because he wasn't doing,
I would say he wasn't respectful.
I have a huge problem with people that are rude in movie theaters. So does everyone. It's, again, not a hot take, but when you go to a movie and you're on your phone, and it's kind of bright, your phone, and there's dialogue happening, especially when it's a subtitled movies. Maybe this guy could understand Japanese. Don't know. Didn't get a good look at the guy. It's really... Why are you going to the movies? Why are you going to the movies if you're going to sit there? I don't even know where I put my phone. If you're going to sit there on your phone and just read your text, no idea what's happening in the movie, and then it was really obnoxious. There's that. He was talking with his group. He wasn't, talking at a normal volume. That would just be outlandishly ridiculous. But he was talking loud enough where it was completely distracting. I mean, I could hear him. I'm sure Ryan could hear him.
Bits and pieces. I wasn't as annoyed because I wasn't right next to him.
And then
what was really annoying for me, being a few seats away, was that his I don't know if it was the whole movie, but his ringer was on.
Oh yeah, his ringer was. His ringer was on. It's fuck you, people that go to the movies and do that. Actually, like you are.
Like you always say that you love the movies.
Yeah.
And you're so excited, and like so often we go and we're like, wow, that was miserable.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like I'm being stubborn. Like I do still like it, but so much of the time I'm like I hate. There's always a person in there that I wish like I had the balls to like shoot the place up because I'm like at least I could take them down.
Balls.
I
could take or leave the movie. If we could watch it at home, I would have rather probably watched it at home.
Ideally, I would almost always choose the movie theater, but sometimes it's I don't know. I got to start weighing that.
You want a packed movie theater full of people who behave.
Yeah, which is asking for. Well, I don't even care if people. What really gets me is the ringer and the phone. If people are next to me and they're quietly whispering and I can hear it, I don't expect everyone to sit there like me, like a mute, and just focus on the movie. But
I think that's like that's probably exactly what it's like in Japan.
Take a note, America. It's fucking take a goddamn note because people they can't do it here. It really is a pet peeve of mine. I know I sound like a crotchety bastard, but it really is. It's just it shows such a lack of respect for everyone. You're in the movie theater, you're watching the movie. People, especially, you need to focus. There's subtitles. I'm trying to read what's happening and see what's going on. And he's just yapping away on his phone, yapping. Ding, ringer going off. And then there's the other thing he was doing, which I will give a little bit more leniency to because it's not something that he was doing intentionally, but from the start of the movie to the end, coughing.
I don't even remember that.
It was to the point where it was annoying. I hope him, his children, his grandchildren, they all contract something very bad and painful and drags through their family through generations. It was like, when someone annoys you enough where it's just die. And that's how if he went and just kind of went down the theater, I'd be like, thank God, this fucking guy, shut up.
What about what happened when we went to see Baby Driver?
Oh, wow. We saw Baby Driver, which was an awesome movie.
How many years ago was that? Was that like
2015 or something?
Oh, was it that long?
It was before. Wasn't it before I was dating? I don't want to name drop here.
Was it?
I think so. Just do a quick research. We have tech. We have future tech. He can actually look stuff up now.
I feel like it was 20. Yeah, you actually meant right. I think it's like.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when that was. Baby Driver is a.
Right, I think I was in high school.
Well, yeah, you definitely weren't in college.
That was right. The wrong.
Oh no, Ryan! Oh my God, you're like that was. There's no chance you're in college.
Oh. No.
Here, you use this while I keep talking. Anyways, what I was saying is.
What is this, by the way?
That?
Yeah.
Like a tablet?
You said use this thing.
Like a tablet or something? I don't know. Leapfrog? I don't know what it is.
Don't really know what it is.
Yeah, just try to stay off the Twitter bookmarks. But yeah, Baby Driver is an awesome movie. I know we're getting 2017.
So it must have been right before I went to college.
Oh shit, maybe I was. Okay, no, it was
March 2017.
Okay, it was later than I thought. Yeah. Okay, so all right.
Fuck you.
But were you in college?
No, I started college. I graduated high school then.
Okay, so it was
my last year of high school.
It was later than I thought, but yeah. We were in the movie theater, and it was pretty much empty. It might have only been us and this other party behind us. I don't know if there was a few stragglers here and there. I think it was empty.
I know. I think it was only us and them. I don't think
it was a group of, I would say, late junior high to freshman high school age boys, and it's just like, again. Don't you guys have, 2017, Fortnite wasn't even popular then, or at least not popular. Like, Don't you guys have another thing to do besides go to the movies, giggle, and talk the entire time? They were like slapboxing or, just like you could hear rambunctiousness behind you.
Cussing at like the movie.
Yeah, oh yeah, they were calling him a fucking bitch, and they were, but long story short, we were watching the movie, and I feel a projectile hit my head, and it's a box, not full, a box of Raisinets just hit my head, and it was like, it's the kind of, I don't know how to put into words. It's like, that just happened. A stranger threw something at me.
I still wish we did something.
What are we going to do though? Like, what are we?
Yeah, yell at him.
Yeah, but then it's like, we're like, I don't know. You're right. But then, I don't know. I would have rather it been you, because I don't want to, I think I was over 8. I definitely was over 18. I don't want to yell at the kids.
I did go enough.
Yeah.
But I wish we actually got up and be like, what the hell?
What are you doing? It was kind of the thing where
we went back to see the movie. Like we
but
we finished it, but like we went back another day because we're like, all right, we want to enjoy it this time.
Half because of that, and also we actually were just really into the movie. Other thing,
back when the movies were good,
those kids, like that's a perfect example of like they need a smack by their mom or like an embarrassment. They need to be embarrassed or something needs to happen.
I want mommy. I want to be held.
Like a perfect example. Yeah, so maybe, actually, I do agree. A perfect thing to do would be to, obviously, no touching involved, unless, you could, get away with it. But if some kind of loud verbal, like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of like, or stop, or are you out of your mind, Michaela? Maybe, can we talk this over in the bathroom, the handicap stall? I don't know, however it would work. But yeah, that was.
See, it's always funny because like now we can think of like a million funny things to do in that situation, but it's always like you never do that in the like when it's happening.
I know it's
so hard.
It's horrible.
To, like, be ready for that.
Because
like you're just in shock. You're like, was that a box of Raisinets?
Just thrown at me by a bunch of kids in a movie theater? What is this? It was actually one of the first times where I was like, oh, I'm not a teenager. That was like I remember really? That was I distinctly remember that even more than
because you were like kids
like that too, but it was like, oh, like the kids doing this like are younger than me and I am and like legally an adult. It felt I've really felt like, oh, I grew out of that.
Like what, you were like 20?
Yeah, I was like 20, 21, so like it's still like, I mean, I'm still young now, but like a young person, but it was, I guess the best way to put it is like I had a strong wave of, oh, I'm not that young anymore, where I'm throwing. First off, I would never do that. I don't care if I was 9 years old. I would never throw something at a stranger. Well, maybe not 9, but I mean, under 10 is like you can't even, you get a pass for everything.
See, no, but we would be telling a completely different story if it was like someone we knew.
Oh, of course. If we turn around, it was like someone
like Tony.
Yeah. Oh well. Of course. I mean, that'd be If I would be like, what the heck? And it's yeah. Wow.
Maybe they were flirting with you. Maybe they liked you. Maybe they were flirting.
Wish I knew that. Really wish I knew that, because I could have used that. Like how would you? Kind of like a fushigi grip, but
fushigi. That's not even a grip. That's like a.
I know it's like they. I remember because one of my friends used to have a fushigi and he was really into it. And like one of the big tricks to do was like to hold it in your palm and like squeeze it and like so it looked like it was like floating and
What was it even made of?
Fucking like not. Like just like, nice grade plastic.
It was just a plastic ball.
It was a plastic ball, but the way it had 2 coatings on it, so it like you could never tell like what angle it was. So like doing stuff, you could always make believe that it was like spinning or floating. It was a fushigi. It wasn't until years later that I learned that that's like, isn't that the Japanese word for mystery?
I have no idea.
Oh, I think it's some word for mystery. I could almost guarantee it's Japanese.
I mean, yeah, it sounds Japanese.
Yeah. But when I learned that, I was like, oh, of course some white guy was like, here, we're going to get a ball, double plastic, and we're going to name it a fushigi. And we're just going to sell it to, I don't know. Did you ever, this is a perfect question, and I probably have asked you it. Were you ever into yo-yos?
I think you have asked me that.
And when I say into,
no.
I don't mean like had a collection. Did you ever enjoy it at all?
I don't think I ever owned a yo-yo. Oh no, that's not true. At one point I owned like a fake yo-yo. Like it wasn't even like a real yo-yo.
So could it yo-yo or could it
like it could, but like it wasn't. Like,
wow.
It was like an automatic yo-yo. You know?
Oh
yes. Not like a manual.
I knew those. Yeah. I knew those. Those were. Yeah. I for a while I was very into yo-yos. I could even do a few very, 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 very beginner level tricks. That one where like you hold the strings open and it kind of goes back and forth in between, that whatever. Yep. It's called like an open pussy or something.
Oh, I don't think that.
Well, you didn't yo-yo, so how would you know?
All right, good point.
But I remember I had, where I grew up in California, there was this art fair that would happen every Sunday, and my dad took me, we would sometimes just walk, and there was this guy selling like really cool wooden yo-yos, and I got one, and it was like the Cadillac of yo-yos. It was just so cool. It was smooth. It was like wood, and it was like,
Did you ever like skateboard and scooter?
I was more into
sort of street vehicle for
yes,
children?
I mean, the weather was always nice. So, yes, I never, like, went to a skate park or anything. And I never...
Believe it or not, I did once.
Okay, I have gone to a skate park, but never, like, I think once in my life. So I never...
It was more for Matt.
I never was really into street skateboarding, you know, like the ones with like the grip tape or, you know, I don't even know what they're called, to be honest. I think it's called a street skateboard. I loved longboarding. You know what? Yeah, loved those. I rode those all around. I mean, everyone had a razor scooter, so that's not special. Everyone knows the pain of having a smack into your ankle. That's kind of like a Facebook thing to say now. It's, there's no pain greater than having a razor scooter slap into your ankle.
We had razor scooters, and then we got like, I think they were called like fusion scooters. So
yep,
they had like 4 wheels.
Yeah, and they were yellow, and you could like, twist them. Yeah, those were bad. That was like. I remember the wheel. I was very into those kinds of toys: razors, scooters, skateboards. Me and my brother for my birthday once. So I don't know why I said me and my brother. I got a Razor electric scooter. It was just like the entry level ones you kind of charge, and that was like. It really felt like I was in the future when I got onto the Jetsons.
I went on one of those once at a friend's house when I was like too young, and like no supervision. I just kind of got on it and instantly crashed right into the garage. I was like, okay.
Did you get hurt? Like hurt?
Like not no.
Just mild.
Yeah,
like a scrape or something.
Yeah, a little scrape. I was like,
me and Evan also, for those who might not know, Evan's my brother. I want to keep saying that in the beginning because I don't want people to just come in and be like, huh? Me and my brother were really into bikes with pegs because that meant 2 to 1. That meant 2 on 1. And we had a lot of pretty flowers in the area where in the complex where we grew up in, they got chopped. One person would operate the vehicle, normally Evan, and I'd be on the back and just people. We lived in an association or a complex, you know, it wasn't just like a normal suburb. We just lived in like a place where there was like rules, you know, and yeah, my mom, we definitely didn't make that easy for my mom, like at all. And most of the people were old.
Just chopped on the flowers.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh, God. Like, I was 12, and Evan was, you know, probably, like 9, 8.5, you know, or I probably do the math wrong there, but.
Was there anyone that would get, like, really pissed?
Yes. No. I mean, my mom was sent, I don't want to say legal, but she was sent, you know, letters from the association saying, like, this is fines, you're going to have to pay this, people would knock on the door, berate my mom, you know, like, she got in trouble. Like, we definitely were caused some issues with that. I don't know, I don't think it ever got to the point where she was never at the point of, like, you're going to have to leave or anything like that, because it was like there was an incident and then there was a big quiet period. Like, me and Evan wouldn't just keep doing shit every day.
Well, I mean, they got to grow back.
Well, they got to grow back, but also, you know, like, we at least had the wherewithal or know whatever it is to know, like, pump the brakes. No, they can, we shall return. And so.
Doubt.
Yeah, well,
heavy doubt. 9 and 12, you guys are okay. One time.
No, it wasn't one time, but like it really wasn't a consecutive thing. Like, we didn't just go out every day on the bike and vandalize. Like, it was. I don't even know if we chopped flowers more than once. We did other things more than once, but you know, it was bad though. Like, we were playing catch in our cul-de-sac, and like someone came to our house and someone came to my mom's house and was like,
about the flowers, or
no, just else? Like, you can't skateboard out in the cul-de-sac. We don't really like playing catch because there's cars driving, so we're gonna have to, you know, like, we lived. It was really
catch with baseball, football, with frisbee.
I think just a football, and we weren't even like, you know, there was like a main road in this, like, where we lived, and then there was, like, you know, like little like sprouting cul-de-sacs for like group houses of 3, and we were in our section. Like, it wasn't like we were just hucking a football in the middle of the main road. Nope, we got, you know, I don't want to say in trouble, but kind of like a little. You kids were playing catch.
You ever do the thing where, you know, you get on like each side of the road, and like when a car's coming, you like pretend pulling a rope?
Yes, I have done that. We also used to pretend to hitchhike.
Pretend to hitchhike?
Like, just stand on the side of the road and stick our thumbs out.
Did anyone ever like slow down?
I don't think so, probably because I'm a fucking child, and if they slowed down, I probably wouldn't be here right now, or at least I would be differently. I'm trying to think of other things. I mean, me and Evan, we had these like weird bean pods grew from trees that were like, it sounds, I know where I grew up sounds like a fucking fantasy land, but there was just these like weird things that grew on trees. They were like plants, and we would rip them off, and they were like hard. If my brother's listening to this, he's going to have such a flashback, and we'd throw them like there'd be two people, me and Evan would be standing, like, I don't know, 30 feet apart. We'd throw them so the other person had to jump over it, kind of skim it on the ground. And the person that was always jumping was always right in front of the garage door. And so our garage was beat up because, and my mom could hear it and she would say, stop. We had a soccer ball stuck on the roof for years because it got knocked on the roof and got right behind like a little chimney. So it was just there for years. Me and my brother recently saw a picture of our house we grew up because, someone else lives there now. One of my brother's friends was in Santa Barbara or something and took a picture and we saw it and it was like, that's not what the house looked like when we left at all. Like new paint job, new garage, and it was like, whoa. Yeah. We were growing up was, now that I think about it, like from, any age before like 15 or 14, like we spent a lot of time at my mom's house because my dad's house, there wasn't as much room to play outside. At my mom's house was a lot of like outside activities, which was kind of funny to think about. I mean, definitely more inside, but still. Do you play a lot outside? I know like the seasons made it harder sometimes, but
not too much. We had a little bit of yard space. Like I would like kick the soccer ball against the garage door occasionally. Like
I call it football. I don't call it soccer.
Cool. I didn't play a whole lot outside because if my brother was home, my brother was is 2 years older than me. We bickered a lot when we were kids. And if I went outside, didn't matter what he was doing, he would follow. And if I went outside and he followed, I was not getting back in until he said it was time for me to go back in.
You were at his mercy of when you could return to the house.
It was more like if I went outside to play, then I have no control over when I come back in. And usually as soon as he came out, I wanted to go back in.
Now, was his reasoning for not letting you back in when you wanted to because he wanted to play with you outside, yes. or was it just purely a tournament? Like, I can't get in.
No, definitely both.
Okay.
But there was a big part of it was like, oh, I want to play.
Yeah.
But as soon as he would come out to play, I'm like, I'm bored.
And now, if you did play with him, like, what did you guys play? Like catch or...
We had a basketball hoop. Sometimes we played basketball.
How'd that go? Fine. Like actual basketball or like horse? I don't know why.
No, we play like horse.
Okay.
Occasionally we play like basketball, but I suck at basketball.
Yeah.
We play horse. But no, we didn't play that much together because didn't want to. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to. There was one time where I don't know where we were hitting them because we didn't have much yard space. Or we were hitting him into the creek or something, but he was hitting golf ball. Like you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trying. Like you just whacking him into the woods or something.
Yeah, maybe. But there's property back there, so I don't know. He was hitting golf balls. Not the point. The golf balls aren't important. The important thing is that he hit me in the head with the club.
I don't think I've heard the story.
You've never heard the story?
No, which is crazy.
Me. It was an accident. I'll give him that. It was an actual accident. He hit me on his backswing. But because he hit me and I was crying, I don't even remember how old I was. Maybe like 12.
Like 19. Oh.
He hit me on the backswing, and I was like, and I wanted to go inside, but then he's like, oh shit, if he goes inside, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh.
So now I got a bruise on my head, and he's like, you can't go inside. Not gonna allow it.
So you just had to kind of wait that one out
for a bit. I did go inside, but it was like,
well, right.
But then from then on, it was that kind of thing where it's like, oh well, if I go outside and he kicks the shit out of me, he's gonna keep me from going inside.
Just follows you outside, beats your ass, and is like, no, wait it off. Wow. I was also very into riding bikes. Like I always, from the moment I could till I don't have one here because it's, this is a shit place to ride bicycles. But growing up, I always, from the moment I took my training wheels off, I had a bicycle, always. I always had one for whatever age I was. Like it's not, I loved bicycles. I rode them all around the town.
I should actually get one this summer. We talked about it last summer. I don't know why that's a we. Well, I mean, you were helping me look.
That's also when COVID was hitting and everyone had one.
I think that's like the actual reason why I didn't.
That was a big reason.
It was hard to find one. But yeah, I don't know how to ride a bike. Well, not like I could, but like I don't like really know how to ride a bike.
Not like you're not comfortable enough to hit the streets.
Exactly.
But yeah, there was actually a year and a half of high school where like it was like my culture. Like I was like I had like the hat, like a bicycle. School? Oh yeah, every day, almost every day. That was that time I look back on being like that was awesome. Like I looked like a dweeb beat my ass dweeb, but I'm so glad I did that. It's one of those things that was like I took the time to learn about bicycles, but I had like a road bike, an old like 1982 Italian road bike that I took care of. I would change the tires on it. I had gloves. I was all into it. I had my bike lock. I was kind of
you had gloves?
Yeah. Because keep in mind now.
Don't just gloss over that.
I'm not. Keep in mind, we're going into like, this is now like 2011, 10. This is like hipster territory.
I need you to describe.
I'm going to. I had jean shorts, cuffed. I mean, long, not like things, hipster hat, like the wood of the bicycle hats. He remembers, but like I'm trying to explain it to the group.
I think I've seen a picture.
Well, the picture when I'm on your lap at the camp. Remember that picture?
Yep.
I'm wearing that hat. So these gloves, they were fingerless gloves they were driving gloves, but because a lot of people did hipsters, I'll keep in mind, but a lot of them wore gloves when riding bicycles because your hands got sore after a while on the grips. I had gloves. They were brown racing gloves that had the holes for the knuckles and the hole on the palm they had the hole on the opposite side of your palm so you could like flex your hands easier, and I wore them when I was on my bicycle, and sometimes a little bit too long when I got off.
I was just about to ask.
But eventually they came off, and t-shirt. I mean, it's California, so I was always in a t-shirt or some kind of baseball tee. That was I still love those, but I was big into those in high school. And I had this Velcro. It was pretty much just like, picture something you would buy for cable management, just a Velcro thing you wrap around. And I'm going to lift my shoe up. I would wrap it. They can't see. I would put all my laces, picture your laces as a bow. I would crunch them, squish them all to like one noodle, the way I'm describing this, and then wrap this Velcro thing around them. So, in a perpendicular manner, so they would stay they would stay close and not get caught up in the chain. Like I had all this cool bike stuff. I rolled my right pant leg up to make sure it wasn't caught in the chain. Hipster. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it quite a bit.
I don't want to bike anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I was also cool. I was the cool person that didn't wear a helmet. I was like, oh, cool. Until...
Hey, wait, was that a law in California?
I mean, I never got in trouble. I never knew, actually, if it was a law or not. I'm going to go with a no. I'm going to go with it was not mandatory. My neighbor was into cycling. He had the bicycle shorts and the whole, So he asked me if I wanted to go up, I don't want to say a mountain, but up a really steep, hill mountain bike ride, a popular path in the area. I said, sure. I even went out and bought bicycle shorts. I was still just wearing a white t-shirt and my gloves and all my hipster shit. But I bought, entry grade bicycle shorts because I knew I don't want to do this in jean shorts. My bike, because it was an old road bike, it was a steel frame, and it was so bad going up that hill. And I was in shape. I was younger than I am now, and I was in high school, and I was cycling every day. I was in shape, and it was bad. I was going up the thing, huffing because this bike is heavy. But then when I was going downhill, we had a good time. I had a little speedometer, and I was going 42 miles an hour on my bicycle, passing cars. And I was like, oh, God, if I fall off the ledge, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. But we had a good time, and we went and got nachos. Kind of going deep into the story here. I loved riding bicycles in high school. That was really fun. I used my bicycle a lot. It definitely helped with ditching classes, which I did. Mm-hmm. I definitely dabbled nicely in junior year.
You're so cool.
I'm not saying that in a look at me cool way, but I did. And it was actually extremely exhilarating. The idea as a child at that age to just leave school was it was like a rush. It was like, whoa, I'm at Quiznos. And my class is happening. And then I would go back to school and my history teacher would be like, you're in class. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't know what I said. And it definitely wasn't that cool. It was like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, did you ever ditch once?
In high school?
Mm-hmm.
No. They actually they shut down our senior skip day. They were like, oh, if you don't go, you
wow.
They were really
lame
hard asses about that, so we didn't even have that. But no.
Did they shut down what's that prank day?
Yes.
They probably shut that down.
Yep. Because the year before, kids brought water guns, and because of school shootings and all that, any sort of reference to a gun, the kids got suspended bringing water guns.
See, when it's a group of kids like that, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
If two kids were running, first off, I don't think you should get suspended for bringing a water gun to school.
I think it was 4 or 5 kids.
Okay. Still, suspension,
yeah.
Bit much. And I know they have
They're
to set.
Seniors.
I know if
it's June.
Exactly. I know if they have to set an example, but a suspension. Yeah. Just like send them home for the day or something.
They have like 3 more weeks of school.
Oh, is that close? Oh yeah, June.
Yeah.
And they got suspended.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, never really skipped. Never really. There was one year. I don't remember what grade it was. I might have been sophomore or freshman year, but that year I had never missed a day. I had perfect attendance.
Oh, that has never happened to me.
Yeah.
I've never. I would. I mean, we don't have to get into this now. But this is the definition of one of those topics where it's like we know it about each other, so talking about it. He had a more, I hate to use this, a more normal with most things high school experience. Like you did your homework. You didn't really.
There was a phase where I wasn't doing it, but like it was brief.
But like you graduated at the school you started with, and you went. You had a I don't like this, a more normal high school experience.
I had a very normal high school experience.
I did not.
At that age, like, I mean, maybe not so much as a senior, because then I was like driving to school and like I had more like freedom. But like throughout most of like middle school and the start of high school, like the thought of like missing a day of school like really didn't like register in my mind as like something I wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
Just, like, I was hard into the matrix. It's just like, get up, go to school.
Hard into the matrix. I was
not really thinking that. Oh, I could be staying home and playing video games.
I was red pilled to a fault. I was red pilled to. Without. It's a topic that I'd love to get into on the podcast, but my grades were so bad and I was failing so bad. I got sent to a continuation school to finish up school, and that's another chapter. That's another chapter. There was something when you said Matrix that I don't remember. Fuck.
I didn't start like skipping until college. I skipped a few classes in college, like pretty like often. Some like just bullshit gen eds that I had to take that sucked and were easy A's.
Did you get sexually assaulted by your PE teacher?
Yeah, I think you got the wrong guy.
Ryan? Is that you?
No, I was not. My PE teacher actually, he only had one arm.
Really?
Really.
My English teacher was dyslexic.
Really?
No, I'm just trying to think of something clever, and it was.
It's funny, like when we do like, so we had a pool, so we had a water unit that everyone hated. When we do water polo, he'd get in the pool and he'd kind of like hit kids with the nub. It would like come up like here, and then he had like.
Was he a cool guy?
Oh, he was very cool. He was a lacrosse coach. I think he coached something else too, but he had like a little prosthetic arm that kind of just had like a grip like that, so he can just kind of like squeeze a bar in there.
Was it one of those like old school style prosthetics where it's like kind of like nude colored and like a hook and with like a cable?
Black. It was black.
Okay. Because like some of those look like steampunk fucking. Yes, I was one of those people that was. I know you're gonna say that tracks. I was one of those kids when we were younger that was like, I kind of wish I didn't have an arm so I could have like a, and that was heavily influenced by Anakin from Star Wars. So, yep. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I actually thought that would get me more girls. It's like if I had a prosthetic arm and I was like, kind of like, I'm broody. Thought that would help.
Yeah. I'm sorry, like you are saying so many things that are just leaving me dumbfounded. I'm at a loss of words. I'm sorry. You're carrying a lot of the weight of this episode.
I'll be here all week. Well, maybe not actually. Because I'm expecting soon one of those like hooks to come and be like. I must have told you this story, and if I didn't, this would be a perfect time to tell you.
Yeah.
There was a girl that I liked at junior high. She was so cute. I mean, at the time, junior high, so pretty much any girl is like, oh.
Okay. Is this about your shirt?
No, my shirt. I don't even know what story that is.
Didn't you lend a girl your shirt?
Yes, that was high school. She was cute too. That's probably so loud. So long story short, in junior high, there was this girl, and I thought, a lot of people's, ways of expressing themselves when a girl's cute is to kind of tease them, how like,
yep.
And I thought it'd be funny. She was bending over.
I have heard the story.
Thought it would be funny to just kind of like, I wasn't going to push her. I probably wasn't even strong enough to, but just to kind of give her a little boop like on the butt, which, I know out loud is like, what bruh, but you're in junior high, so give me some slack. But instead I had my foot on her ass and I kind of like tripped and I used too much weight and down came her pants. And of course, there was always guys around her because she was in a popular crowd, and I really wasn't. And I just pantsed her in front of people, not pants to the ankles, but enough to where everyone saw her pink thong, everyone, and that's Anton's fault. So yes. But
what happened after that?
It's one of those things. She pulled them up, and it's one of those things I'm like cutting out the mic so hard. It's one of those things where I don't 100% remember, probably because I've actually blocked it out. But I remember her pulling them up and being like, just really angry. Like, what the fuck?
Did you apologize?
Oh, I'm sure I did.
Did you get in trouble?
No, it was like, because it was actually before the time. Like, that's like a big no now. Like, I think I don't even think I ever got talked to a teacher because I don't think she told anyone, so it's probably embarrassed. Like, right. I remember her being mad and me apologizing and like effectively running away. And I never spoke to her again, ever. That was it. I remember.
How many kids were at your school?
Junior high? I don't remember. Probably.
Roughly. Was it a big school?
What's a big school for junior high?
I mean, that's kind of.
I know. Well, right, but like, okay, let me think here. At my,
did you know how many kids were in your class?
A junior high?
Yeah.
No,
just the class, not the whole school.
Class like 30 kids.
Sorry, I mean more like your year. Like.
Junior high, maybe like 200. And you know what's funny is it could be 500 or it could be 150. I don't know.
If you have like 30 kids in a class, then that sounds like more than 200 in a graduating class.
We probably had 400 kids maybe. I don't remember.
Because we had like 200 in our graduating class. And I think your school is definitely better than mine.
Yeah. So we probably had like 300, 350. I don't know. There was there was another girl who I was friends with, but she was who I also had a crush on, of course. She was teasing me, but not in a way that was like, she wasn't bullying me, just teasing me. And she was laughing with her mouth open, and I'll never forget this. I swear to God,
you've told me
a bird shit in her mouth. I was like, yes! I could not believe that. I could not. She didn't puke, but she instant tears. I mean, who wouldn't fucking cry? That was the craziest thing ever. Just bird shit in directly in the mouth, and kind of not a small amount.
Well, yeah, because you were California. You had a nice open campus.
Yep. We were in the quad, and there was just a seagull or whatever it was. I don't even remember. It was probably a seagull, and it just shite.
What about don't want to get too personal, but what about your you had a hero in high school. You had someone save you.
I did. Oh, this I love this story. Okay. This is not a pity party, but to paint the picture. I was picked on bullied pretty heavily in junior high, and it was during lunchtime, and I was bullied all the time, but this specific incident was during lunch. Bullied all the time. And there was a kid who he was a repeat offender. Let's just say that. His name is Cameron. I don't even remember his last name, and if I did, I wouldn't say it. But he just loved. I was small. I'm still a very small person.
Are you small or small?
At that point, I would actually say small, like SMOL.
Oh, that.
I like at that
Continue.
point. Yeah. And he loved picking me up by my head. That was like his thing, it's just the worst on so many levels. It's
like actually just by your head, or
yes,
would you grab like your chin or
like,
your neck?
I don't remember where his thumbs were, but
that's a lot of pressure.
The majority of his hands were on like my head, so it maybe was a little bit, but like he picked me up by my head, and it was for a variety of reasons horrible. He was going to pick me up, and I could see where he was going because he had trash canned me before. He was going to pick me up by my head and trash can me. Again, we were in the quad, California, so everyone's there. A group of 15 were watching, just kind of like, oh shit. It kind of was how you picture it to happen. People just going, oh shit, Cameron, stop, don't do that. Oh, no way. And I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. I can't fight back. I'm a fucking weakling. And so I'm just like, what's the worst part is I remember a lot of the times laughing along with it, which is like, oh, that's so... Ugh. But, so he's picking me up, and this girl who I had never really spoken to, he's going to put me in the trash can, and right as he's like, lifting me and going to put me in, as he's descending, she like pulls the trash can out of the way and was like, you should... I don't remember her words, but she told him to stop. And when you're in junior high, you just like listen to people. He was probably like, oh shit. So, and it was a girl too. So he stopped, and I walked away, and I was like, I can't believe that someone that age, like, I don't know why I'm reverting to old habits of looking to the camera. I don't know what possessed someone that age to do that.
Yeah.
That, as cheesy as it sounds, it takes a lot of balls to, like, when you're in junior high, to group of people, when, like, a lot of them are the popular kids, to be like, don't bully, or don't do that. And she moved the trash can. It was, like, it's crazy. Like, I'll never, ever forget that. And if I ever saw her, I would be like, you know how much that...
You ever talked to her?
Nope, I don't even remember her. Sadly, I don't even remember her name. I remember what she looked like. She was a redhead, and she was cool. I remember she was wearing a black tank top. But if I ever saw her, I'd be like, do you realize, like, how much that changed my view on just people as a whole for a long time? It's like, people are, like... It was the first time I realized that people are aware that I was, like, being bullied, like, because so much of it was just bystanders, watching, and I don't blame a single one of them, because what are you supposed to do at that age? You don't want to be the person going, stop, all those infomercials, or people being like, stop bullying. You have an obligation to speak out. It's hard. It's really hard. I don't know if I could do it. But she did it, and it was really cool. And so if I ever saw her again, I would be like, you are light years ahead of your time. And I remember I bumped into her in the hall once, and, like, she didn't even say anything to me. She was, and not in a mean way. She didn't, like, bump me, being like, but we were like, oh, hey, and she was like, hi, and just kept walking, like, so clearly not looking for a thank you or nothing. Like, I could be, I was young, I could be extrapolating, meanings and things behind this, but it was a very special thing, and it was really cool. He proceeded to trash can me throughout the year. Anyways,
and I think I know the answer, but have you ever been put in a locker?
That's a yes. That is a yes. Thank God I wasn't claustrophobic then. I'm not claustrophobic now, but, like, that was...
And, like, it shut and locked?
I don't remember if it locked you.
Yeah,
a lot of these memories...
Get out.
A lot of these memories are a little fuzzy. I mean, I do remember it was Cameron again, into the locker, the door shut. I think he was just holding it for a minute. Like, I don't think he, like, clicked and locked it, because a lot of our PE lockers just weren't locked. Like,
okay.
Yeah, it was a PE locker. It was in the gym.
PE lockers were, like, full body? Like, full body.
Size? Again, SMOL. So I fit into that bad boy.
No, but, like, at least the school I went to, the PE lockers were like
little cubes.
Yeah.
Like these our PE lockers were, like, big.
Oh, okay.
Big. And you put me in there, and it was a lot of that is just, like, the worst part about. Well, not the worst. A part, like I said, I wasn't going to get too into it, but I guess now that I'm on it, I don't know why I wouldn't say it. One of the worst parts about it is when you are up against someone that's like, you can't do anything. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do anything. I mean, you could say stop, but even then I didn't want to do that. It was just, it just happened to you. It just happened to you.
Like the kid in that, in the movie we just watched.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, but, like, I didn't even have that. I wasn't a big mouth. I wasn't.
I'm.
No. The big mouth.
Heavy doubt.
The big mouth wasn't until high school. I was.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
No. I swear to you, I was a funny guy.
The incident at the mall was in high school?
I thought that was post junior high.
Oh, okay.
That was post junior high.
Okay.
But I will say, I wasn't.
You should get into that.
I wasn't.
You might have actually already told that.
The way I was dressing in junior high wasn't helping.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Wasn't helping.
That's more important.
Is that a defense to get bullied? Absolutely not. But I like to paint the full picture. I mean, I wasn't just a normal kid. I mean, I was wearing.
Never.
I was wearing super tight jeans, like super tight. I was in high school. Okay. In junior high, that was my metal face. I loved Metallica, AC, and I still love all those bands, but I mean, I had my ear pierced, I wore a lightning bolt earring, I had a mullet, I took a picture of Bono from U2, Joshua Tree, to my barber, or my hairstylist, and I said, please do this.
Just say barber.
It wasn't a barber, honey. And I got a mullet, lightning bolt earring, band t-shirts, pink low-top Converse. I mean, it was the full thing. And so, I mean, all the kids were, wearing whatever, kids were wearing in 2000, 2007, 2008, and not Anton, not Anton. So that didn't help. Doesn't excuse kids to act the way they did, but, I was always the one I was always different. I always acted different. I was always, I never came off as testosterone-y, macho-y. I'm sure it bothered a lot of kids that I kind of came off as gay or annoying and, like, just different. I was an easy target. I was an easy target. But the mall story. So I live in Southern California. I've said that before. And for those of you that don't know what a cholo is, look it up. Because it's, for a lack of better words, here comes the cancel. Here comes the cancel culture. It's a Mexican gangster. I don't know how to say. I mean, that is what it is. I mean, it's an aesthetic. It's a way of life. I think it's. I would never. Obviously, I could never be it. I think it's cool if you're a nice person. But look up cholo if you don't know what a cholo is. There was a cholo with his hyena next to him, and they had a baby in a stroller, and the baby was crying. And the baby was crying loud. And we were in the mall.
As babies do.
Yep. And this is high school now. So Anton was funny man on campus. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Were you still dressing like metal, or is this your suit phase?
So this was.
You kind of brushed over that part.
I did. So if we're going to put the Anton timeline, junior high was metal phase. Freshman year was skater boy. I was, Volcom.
See you later, boy.
Yeah, with the, the Vans high socks and the Volcom and, the flannel shirt, the drug rugs, all those things.
Oh, I had a drug rug.
Yep. Very cool. Sophomore year was Anton just got his hair cut, and I was wearing, ties to school, scarves tucked into dress shirts, vests, just like beat my ass. Please beat my ass. Fuck my ass. And then, but this was just post, all that dressing up for school. This was around the days of riding a bicycle. So I was kind of more hipstery,
Okay.
all right? Long story short, that's like the 5th time I said that in this podcast. I could hear the baby crying. We walked by the cholo. I'm walking with a group of people, my friend and his sister, and we were just walking, and I went, God, I was not saying this so he could hear it, but I said it a little too loud, which is a tarnish against my name because I do think I'm good at saying things without people hearing, but this is a blemish on my record. I said out loud, will someone shut that baby up? Got a big laugh, got a big group of laughs from my friends. Ha ha ha. The guy heard. I'm pooping already. I'm pooping. I'm pooping. I turn around, or I hear before turning around, hey, what the fuck, Holmes? Full on, saying, hey, man, did you just tell my baby to shut up? And he didn't, get in my face. I knew he wasn't going to beat my ass, but, I was really scared. And I said, when you say all ignitions on, bitch mode, go, 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 T-minus bitch mode, it was like, sir, I am so sorry. It was a joke. I meant no disrespect. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I said all this shit, and he was just like, you're fucking crazy, fool. It's a baby. He was just all kind of, he's mad. I told his baby to shut the fuck up or whatever. Walked away, and everyone I was with was also so scared. But then, as we walked away, I was like, what an asshole.
You had to have the last word.
I couldn't help it. I was like, what an asshole. And then on the way home, I remember thinking, fuck you. I was like, not me, him. I was like, fuck you, which is unreal. But, I was at that, I was very, at that age, I was like, I wasn't angsty or angry. I didn't have a problem with authority. It was more just take the joke. That's kind of how I felt, which was, Anton, wow.
You definitely have a lot funnier stories, so we're going to just keep going through your stories.
Okay.
What about the bully on the bus?
Okay. This was, the amount of times I got bullied in high school plummeted drastically, to almost zero, even right at freshman year. There was one kid. There was one kid that had to, razz me a few times. And my parents, I was very close. I still am very close with my parents, and they made me a promise. And when I promised them, I took it seriously. I wouldn't break that for most things. I'm not saying you get the picture. One of the things they said is, if you get bullied, you have to tell us. That's a thing. And I felt not obligated to, but I was like, even at that age, I knew, let me tell them. Let me tell them, because I know they're going to be really hurt if they see me hurt and I don't say anything.
They know.
No, they knew, but they wanted specifics.
They knew the day you were born. Oh shit.
Oh, he's gonna get slammed into a locker. So this kid, I came home. I told my mom. I said, Mom, this kid's just kind of annoying me. He's picking on me. He's calling me. This funny part is, I don't even remember what he was saying, but it crossed the line of teasing. I knew it was like, it crossed the line of some guy just being like, hey, tell what the fuck are you wearing? It was every day and kind of, pushing me a little too hard and just all right, dude, stop. Told my mom. Told him what he looked like. told him the name. My sweetheart mom picked me up from school one day, and we were on the way to Taco Bell for an after-school snack, which is just... The bus stop, the Taco Bell near my school had a bus stop right in front of it. And as we were exiting the Taco Bell, the kid, the culprit, was getting on the bus, and I didn't have to be this honest with my mom. I stupidly said, Mom, that's the record. That's him. That's what he looks like. That's him in person. And at the time, my mom was a nurse. She was a GI nurse, and she was wearing Dansko's, steel-toe Dansko's. She took it off, and she was threw it at the bus. It hit the window. I'm already picturing my brother saying cap. And
wait, what? He doesn't believe that story?
I don't know. He's heard the story, but I know sometimes when I say things, when I recall stories from the past that he might not remember, he goes, you're embellishing that to get a rise out of people. Sorry, it's not cap. It hit the window. It didn't crack or anything, because it's a plexiglass window.
Wait, was this a school bus?
Sorry, this is a city public bus. And she, the bus, went and started pulling away, and she went, you little bastard, and she threw it, and it hit the window. I mean, not hard, but it hit it, and I remember he went, what the hell? And she kind of hobbled, because she's got her sock on now, and she's like, I don't remember what she was saying. She didn't chase after that long. Never again did that kid bother me. Never again. Because I think he knew enough that I was with an adult, and someone threw a shoe at the window trying to get him, which is like, are you crazy?
No, he never messed with you, or he never even talked to you ever?
I don't recall. This is something that is also fuzzy. I don't recall if he may have spoken to me, but I don't recall any other comments. And I'm going to go ahead and say he never even talked to me. So at that point, it kind of paid off that I told my mom. Yeah. I mean, that could have ended a lot worse. I don't think she would have done anything to him if she could. I don't think she would have grabbed him or anything like that. But it was I was embarrassed.
We definitely had very different experiences, as you said earlier, with high school. I never really had like a real bully. The closest thing I had to a bully was my brother.
But did you ever go to school? Was there anyone at school that made you dread being like, oh, I have to see that person right now?
My brother.
Okay.
Because occasionally there would be we were a few years apart. Mm-hmm. So between middle school and high school, there'd be a few years where we were in the same school and a few years where we weren't. And then when a year was coming up where we were going to be in the same school, I was like, fuck.
But strangers is I guess what I was asking.
No. The only strangers that I ever felt that way about was my brother's friends.
But okay. But did you ever feel were you ever bullied? Were you ever teased to the point where you're like, this is starting to hurt me on multiple levels? I dread this. I know what's happening to me isn't right. You knew even at an age I'm being this is
my
painful.
My brother.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, better now. We're adults.
Well, you're right.
But as a kid, I was like, oh no, this is fucked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, there was one time where one of my brother's friends pantsed me when I was waiting for the bus. But nothing ever serious.
I don't think I've heard that, by the way, which is.
Oh, I've told you that story.
I don't remember.
He pantsed me waiting for the bus, and it was fine. Pulled my pants up, and no one really saw it.
What were you wearing, by the way?
I think I was wearing cargo shorts.
Oh, so this came right down. And knowing you back then, those were probably
on
by thread.
They were loose. And I went home.
They should probably be loose now.
I went home and very boomer energy. I posted about it on Facebook.
I mean, that was a thing to do.
I was posting on an iPad that was many years old at this point. And I don't know if it was a network issue or something with the app, but I would go to post it and it would say post failed. And it would delete the whole post. And it wasn't there. I'd refresh the page. It wasn't there.
What?
But I was really determined to get on my Facebook page. So I type a new one. Post it. Post failed. The fuck? Right again. I maybe did it 4, 5 times. I get a message from the kid. He goes, geez. It was just a pant. Take it easy.
Wait, how did he know?
Because the posts weren't failing. They were actually going up. So I went back on Facebook hours later and I had made 5 or 6 posts about the same exact thing.
Wait, so then what was coming up saying post failed then?
It was saying post fail, but it wasn't failing. It was the weirdest thing I've ever had happen to me
I see what you're saying. It was giving you that message, but it was still actually posting it.
Correct. And then when I would refresh my page, it wasn't actually refreshing and showing me. So I had posted multiple times about this kid pantsing me.
And he messaged you saying, bruh.
He's like, bruh, take it easy.
How old were you, roughly?
I was in middle school, 14.
Oh, so pretty close to when we became friends.
Oh, then maybe like 13.
Okay.
But still, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, close to them.
Do you look back on high school fondly? High school.
I do in a weird way. There's things that I regret about it, but I do.
I love, like, I agree. I have a very, junior high? No. I loved high school. I loved it. I mean, there's aspects, of course, that were pretty bad, and like I obviously fucked up my academics with it, but high school was, God, it's awesome. Yeah, I really liked it. I thankfully had a good high school experience. I had some good friends, and it was just fun. It was just fun. Do you look back on college fondly?
No.
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 Nope.
But that's all got to do with me. You know, I don't think I took it seriously enough. I don't think I like even going in, like just picking a major and picking a school. Didn't take that nearly as seriously enough. Didn't really try and make friends. Didn't really try and get out of my comfort zone until I was leaving college, and I kind of panicked. I'm like, oh shit, college is about to end, and I like really didn't like push myself. Graduated early, and I'm like, fuck, that was nah.
How much do you think would have been different if you weren't dating at the time?
Like probably not that much, but enough.
Enough where you think there would be some noticeable differences in your high school or college experience?
Yeah, I think a lot of my college experience was
stifled.
Yeah, because I was leaving. I like every other weekend I was off campus. Every night I was on the phone for like at least an hour, almost every night.
How much of that do you think was this person specifically, or just a relationship period?
I think that's
or long distance, or like,
that's pretty typical of like a high school relationship then transitioning into a long distance college thing. I think the thing that was unusual was it lasting for years in college. No, I don't think it's so much about the specific relationship. I think that's kind of normal. But but she did have her sort of issues with distance. Yeah.
I could not do it. Like that's something I know about myself that it's probably something I should work on if I ever get the opportunity to have a relationship, and then long distance has to happen, but I will struggle hard with that. I need to, and it's not for like it's not for like, oh, who are you hanging out with? What are you doing? No, it's for me. It's like I need to be around you. I want to be able to see you and touch you and talk to you, and the phone thing, it doesn't cut it. Even Evan's gonna. Even my brother is like, fuck, I miss him. Long distance sucks. Growing up in California, number one worst thing about it was being all the way across the country from my family. I hated it. But yeah.
No, it does suck, and I wouldn't do it again unless it was someone that was really serious.
Yeah, you were head over heels for. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Did you have any teachers in high school specifically that you like had an impact on your learning?
Absolutely. Yeah. One of them actually has some allegations against him right now.
Are you the?
No. It's a very recent. It's a recent thing, and it's.
Oh, is this the thing people were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even want to get into that because I don't know all the information.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna get into that.
What was I gonna say? Shoot! It was about. Oh man! It was some joke about you getting assaulted. So I guess it doesn't.
Oh, one of my teachers was actually middle school, who actually I ended up having for 2 years in a row for English, and she was. Her son was also in my grade, so I thought this is very weird that I had this like kind of. We weren't like it wasn't like close student-teacher relationship, but like it was definitely one of the better student-teacher relationships I've had, and I would like. Then I'd be in class with like her son, and I'd like barely know the kid. You know, I felt closer to the teacher than I did the son in my grade. But he was cool too, and I liked him. But that was when I was going through my my rebellious phase, where like I wasn't turning in assignments and I wasn't really trying.
No, the teachers were like, "Hey Ryan, this is not like you." Like, did they say anything to you?
This was the one.
Okay. What'd you say?
I don't really remember. I was like really sarcastic at that point, and I was like, I was still kind of into.
Were we friends? Like friends?
I think it was like right before we started friends.
Okay, yeah, because I don't. If right this was I don't remember any of this. Like
this is either right before or right as we were starting.
Okay.
But it was like the first teacher to actually like really express to me and get through to me. Like when I wasn't turning my work, he was like, "Oh, I'm kind of disappointed in you. Like I expect more out of you."
Oh, okay. That's gotta sting. When I'm not trying to turn this into a psychological discussion, but what do you think, like for you? Because it's not characteristically, doesn't align with your character. Like, what do you think caused you to kind of be like, I'm not turning in my homework. Nah. Like, what do you think that was about?
A lot of it was I just didn't care.
No, that's a good.
Like, there wasn't a whole, like it wasn't like, oh, the work's too hard,
right?
Oh, I don't want to put in the time. Actually, a decent bit of it was didn't want to put in the time, but I just got to a point where I just didn't care anymore.
No, I totally vibe with that. That was a huge aspect of my high school career downfall. Was just like I was actually having an existential crisis. Like I was like, I don't want to be doing this right now. Like I could be. I remember the thoughts vividly of I could be outside riding a bike. I was really into making videos for myself. Like I never posted anything. I just like to film stuff and take pictures of trees. And please, it gets really weird. But just like I don't want to sit here and do fucking cosine and tangent and all that shit when I could be out riding my bike or going to get McDonald's. Hello? That's when they had the mushroom Swiss burger. God. But yeah, so I vibe very heavy with that. I vibe very heavy with that.
I don't. It was a weird like transition period between like middle school and high school. Like once I actually started entering high school, I'm like, okay, maybe I should start taking things seriously. But it was like that end of middle school where I was just like, yeah, like this, like, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Then you met Anton. What?
Yeah.
You want to talk any on that or what?
I've spoken to my lawyer about it. He says I shouldn't.
Okay. Just because it might harm you or it might harm. Is there a case happening or?
Lawyer.
Okay. Yeah, April 18th is coming up. I think it's the 18th, right? The season 6 starts. Better Call Saul.
I think so.
Can't wait.
Either the 18th or the 16th.
I can't wait. Oh man, I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome. Wow. Oh wow. Chris D'Elia, who's one of my favorite comedians ever, and his podcast is gold from start to finish. He will never in 1,000 million years hear this, but just like there's those stars up in the world, I'm gonna say
you are.
I'm gonna say, if he ever hears this, you're so funny there, and I adore you. I adore you. You're wow. He does this bit, or not a bit. He does this like, what's the word? Like a segment called Misconnections he reads Misconnections, which is a section on Craigslist where people, put their misconnection they had with someone or looking for something or whatever. And it is the things that people say, so many of them. I mean, I know he's choosing, he's choosing the highlights from what he finds or what his team finds or, his producer, whoever is finding them, him, that doesn't matter. They are nutty. They're always like plumber looking to drain pipe. I'm great at declogging, and it's like, we get it. Like, we know. And the way he describes it, he reads them, and it's like, it's incredible. The things he says, yeah, it's so, again, watch another podcast. Go somewhere else. It's so funny. No, but me and Ryan are going to get up. Big ups to us. We got big things on the horizon. We got collabs coming soon. Where we got.
Haven't told me about any of these.
No, we're collabing. We're collabing with. I didn't tell you.
Yeah. No, go on. Tell me who we collabing with.
I didn't tell you who we're collabing with.
No.
Are you sure I didn't tell you who?
I'm positive.
That we're gonna do a digital podcast with. That they're gonna be on Zoom. I didn't tell you. Wolfie VGC.
I knew you were going to say, we were just talking about Wolfie VGC.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no. We're kind of due for a Pokemon E-League.
You always say that, and then we have one, and you do jack shit.
I like picking the Pokemon out, and I don't like battling. Like, that's...
Then why do you want to do a battle?
Because it's fun. It's like I like being a part of things, so it's like it's fun. It's like such like a it's like such a thing that it's like, oh, I want want to do that. It's some of the energy of that. I love picking them on, but then it's like,
I way rather do Smash.
I know, but my cousin who's kind of the organizer of these things is
Discord mod.
Wow. It's been a year, Daddy.
You want to take 5?
Take 5?
Yeah.
Like actually take 5?
Yeah.
And come back?
How long have we been recording?
Wait, take 5 implies like a break, doesn't it?
Yes.
And then come back and keep going?
Yeah, just a brief break.
Okay, brief intermission.
We're back.
We are back.
Wow.
Isn't technology amazing?
Okay.
So, Ryan, what got you, like, it might be a hard question, but what, if the earliest memory you have, like, what?
That's hard.
I'm sorry. What got you into manga? Like, how did you start? What was your first J thing you watched or did? Like, what was your first show?
That's really hard.
And or anime? And which one was first? Like, what was the very first thing that you got into? Just tell me about it.
I think the very first thing I watched was Naruto on Toonami.
And
but just an episode here or there,
right?
Random, like not really paying attention. I remember there was a kid at summer camp.
How old were you? Like summer camp or band camp?
No, I was not in band yet. This is like I must have been like 8, maybe. Like day camp, not like a go stay overnight. Like right. Summer camp kind of thing. She was really into Naruto, and she'd wear like a Naruto headband, and she'd draw. And she showed me a drawing, and I said, "What the fuck is that?" And I made fun of her.
Do you have a crush on her?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But she was not attractive in the slightest.
Got it.
Okay, I really want to make that clear.
But that she's the one that at first at least opened your eyes to Naruto.
No, she didn't even open my eyes to it.
Oh.
I was just like, oh, that's weird. It was a bad drawing, and it was.
Can imagine.
I hadn't seen anything anime at that time. I'm like, what is that? But then I would remember when I'd see the show on TV, I'd be like, oh, that's what the girl's drawing.
Oh, okay.
And then I'd watch an episode or two. I'd be like, okay, cool. Not really paying full attention. I was like young. I don't remember what made me watch Naruto. I really don't. But Naruto was my first.
Funny, because I'm the same way, catching an episode here or there of Naruto on Toonami, and I remember whenever I say, and it was in the beginning when, keep in mind, it was it was years ago, so it probably was like current or semi-current Naruto, maybe a few seasons back, but when they were in the Forest of Death with Orochimaru and Sasuke, and I was like, what is this? And by the way, I'm not counting old reruns of Pokemon that I may have watched when I was even younger.
Oh, I'm definitely not counting that. That would definitely be my first exposure.
I'm not. No, I mean like something that's more. Its identity is more anime rather than Pokemon is.
Yeah, Pokemon is Pokemon.
Yeah. Anyways, so it was Naruto, and then I don't remember what caused me to start reading the manga, but then I started buying the manga, and then I read it weekly for like a decade. I don't know how long. I would have to think about it, but I read it until it finished, and it was awesome. I watched the episodes on shitty ass fucking websites, but for years, and I mean years, Naruto and a few other shonen things were my only. I didn't watch any other anime besides Naruto at all. Not maybe an episode of Bobo or whatever
Bobo
on Toonami, and then just whatever it was on Toonami maybe. But I only ever watched Naruto, and I read Naruto, read a microbit of Bleach. Microbit of Parasite, microbit of I just looked this up too. What is it called? It's something. It's a manga where a kid's got it's like a ball on a chain, and the ball on the chain's got the ball has a face and like a mustache or something. Fuck! I just looked this up. Anyways, and then I bought the first maybe 7 or 8 volumes of One Piece, but then I didn't keep buying them because I didn't. As a kid, you can't just keep buying shit.
You weren't ready for all that knowledge.
And then it wasn't until way later that I finally dipped my toe into Sword Art Online, and that's when it was like my universe was exploded with other anime, and now I'm a weeaboo.
Yeah, no, I started with Naruto. I think before I actually sat down and watched Naruto, I watched a lot of the fights on YouTube.
Oh yeah, AMVs and shit.
Not AMVs, just clips.
Just clips.
Yeah, but I watched Naruto. Then I I don't remember if I read all of Bleach before I started watching One Piece. I don't remember where that happened in the timeline. But somewhere in there, I read all of Bleach, and then I watched like 600 episodes of One Piece, and then started reading it. I remember when I was still reading Naruto like weekly, when it was still coming out in high school. I had a friend. He really wasn't even a friend. He was a really nice guy, and I would have loved to be like better friends, but I was just wasn't me. I was very introverted, and I didn't really like seek out friends, but like we would talk like at least once a week, because like I'd see him in school and he'd be like, "Oh, new chapter," and we'd be reading Naruto. And
that's
like,
awesome.
Right when Naruto was ending, and we talked about it. It was really cool. I think he's like distantly like related to Zoe.
It's like well, I don't want to name drop here.
We talk about that later.
Yeah,
but Zoe knows who he is. He's a very nice guy.
Sorry to hear that.
I think he used to work at Best Buy.
That's funny. But
he definitely used to work at Best Buy because I saw him.
You know what's funny is we were reading Naruto when we were friends and we weren't really talking about it.
Yeah. Wait, did you ever see that Naruto?
What's up with that?
Back when I was on a droid. Do you remember? And this was like the
blue the blue camo,
blue tiger, like the actual droid.
Yeah, no, right. I remember.
It was called the droid.
I remember.
But do you remember the Naruto like wallpaper phone layout? That was so awesome.
I do.
That was really awesome.
I remember you showed me.
I had this whole. I don't even remember what it was called on Droid, but it would change the whole layout of like my home screen.
Like, oh wait, I used to like, oh fuck, because I used to have an Android. Yeah. What was that called?
I don't remember, but I was really into it, and I found one that was really cool, and it was a.
It's not installer. It's like something like it's like a Droid. That's gonna kill me. Okay.
It was like a full spread of Naruto and Sasuke from like the very end of Naruto, fully powered up Sasuke with a Susanoo. Naruto in his Jinchuriki form, and split between orange and purple, all with Japanese text for icons. So like for like a game folder, it had it in Japanese, and it was so cool. God, it was awesome.
Oh, those times. That's I'm just thinking about the early times of me and you becoming friends, and I was like, this motherfucker has a droid, and it was. I remember for a while green those texts were green, green to the point where I'm like, we're using Snapchat or.
Oh, I hate Snapchat.
Or Voxer.
Voxer was so awesome.
That was we were early adopters.
We do have just audio messages now on iMessage, but Voxer was. My God, I like. If I heard like the Voxer, like the sound, oh my God, that was so
Ryan, awesome. Like that was like how we communicated. Like we communicated a lot on Voxer.
Yeah, we were really gay about it.
Oh, yeah, no,
over.
And like I know there were times when like because our sense of humor was so we would just like you especially would like record like a minute-long thing and at the end be like, and it would just be like nothing there. Oh, crooked rot that.
But like what was cool about Voxer was like. If you start recording a message, which it's cool about Voxer, but it sucks about Snapchat, is when you start typing in Snapchat, there's no way to turn it off, and someone gets notified. It's like, oh, so and so is typing. It's like, okay, but then I gotta wait for him to finish.
And we can't turn that off.
I looked. Okay. Right. I mean, unless it's changed in the past. I think it looked like a year or two ago.
Okay.
What was I saying? Voxer was cool because you would get alerted right when someone started recording a like a walkie-talkie. But if he was talking. I could like go in and it would almost be like a phone call. Like I could hear him recording it live.
Yeah, like it was really cool. I don't even remember how I found it out, but him and me, I've never heard other soul mention Voxer.
That's crazy to me.
It's very crazy. I loved it. I was dating a girl.
We should bring it back.
I was dating a girl, and I tried to get her to use it, and it was just like no. I'm like, okay, well, I hate typing, and because not because of like the act of it. It sucks conveying comedic timing and message and your sarcasm. I fucking hate it. You like the only people I enjoy texting are people that you really understand you, like your nuclear family or him or my brother, that they get what I'm saying. But the worst is when you're texting someone who's like older or like someone who you don't know at all, and you have to be like, "Hi!" exclamation point. I'm not a serial rapist.
I was like way more of like a texter and like. In like middle school, and then like once high school came, I'm like, don't ever text me.
Don't ever contact you or text you?
No, like text. Like like in middle school, I was quite frequently just texting people. And then high school came, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really about that anymore. I mean, if people text me, I'd respond, but like I would never like initiate texts.
But sometimes when people call me, like they're like, I almost always prefer a call. Well, I shouldn't say that. When people call me and it's something that like could easily be said with a text, like, hey, can you do this? It's like,
oh yeah,
you could have texted me that. I don't need to.
I hate when people call and they're like, oh, what are you doing?
Talking to you.
Yeah. It's like, if
I
was doing something,
also,
I wouldn't be answering the phone.
This is
so
all
what do
you
want?
This is all I'm going to say on this.
What do you want?
People that are in public and they either talk on speaker or B, they're on FaceTime speaker. You are a plankton. You have the IQ of a plankton. That is the most. I hate it. It's just like, how is that fun for either? And the best is when like neither of them are talking and they're just like ordering, and it's just a person on FaceTime speaker looking at a ceiling fan. It's nutty.
I don't remember what the phone was called, but it was maybe the smallest keyboard I've ever seen on a phone.
It was a physical keyboard.
It was a physical keyboard. It was way back in the way before like iPhones were super popular. Like I think there was like a generation of iPhone. But I was young. I was in elementary school.
Oh shit! So it's where you.
It would slide up. It was this tiny little square thing, and it had a full keyboard, but each key was so tiny. Like I actually had to type with kind of like, even as a kid, with like a corner of my finger.
Oh my god!
It was insane. But like I was a texting machine on it.
Remember?
I think it was called the Blitz.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Remember? Remember physical keyboards? Yeah. Like just remember that. Like I had a phone that was small, but I could put it landscape and flip it up and have a full keyboard, and then put that down and flip it vertical and flip it then up and have a T9.
Whoa.
And I broke it on purpose so I could open it both ways. Dumb, but I loved it. Oh, I loved it. Yeah. Wow. God, cell phones. I could go off on a whole tangent on that. Cell phones. Remember the what was it called?
I don't think
LG Voyager. That was like the Mac Daddy.
I was just about to say my brother had.
That was a Mac Daddy. And then there's a Sidekick, which I never had.
I don't even have to tell you this. I know, like as soon as I say it, you're gonna say, "Oh, fuck yeah, I knew that." There was a long period of time where my dad was rocking a BlackBerry. Yeah, didn't need to be said.
More for us than for the viewers, but that's a combo that is just can't happen anymore. That's too much power. That's so fucking awesome. Wow. And it's so funny because your mom has so much more BlackBerry energy than your dad.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, to me, but I don't know your parents as well as I do. But your mom is like more. I feel your mom. I see your mom, and I think of more like business. I'm like, oh, business. She's doing shit. You know, she's on calls and shit.
Okay, that makes.
But your dad's more BlackBerry like. It's hard.
It's hard to describe. More for that, but my mom with phones. she was on. She had an iPhone for the longest time. And then when I got my last Android phone, it was the Galaxy S9.
Ooh.
They just come out, and Verizon was doing a deal where they were buy one, get one. So I told her, because it was like my birthday present, because it came out right around my birthday. And I said, hey, they're doing a buy one, get one. So I'm going to get my phone. If you want to get a new phone, you can get this one really cheap. Free. But she got the S9, which I was actually surprised that she did it. I was just more giving a friendly heads up. Actually did it. And then she was just at that age where she's like, oh, new technology is scary and don't really want to try and learn it. So she had this phone I want to say she had it for at least 2 years. Barely knew how to use it.
Oh, dear.
And then she went
2 years is a long time.
Yeah, and then she went back to an iPhone, and she knows how to use it better, but she's just not really technically she's not with it with current tech.
Yeah, no, neither is my mom.
Especially after being off an iPhone for a few years, like there was a decent adjustment for her. But God, every little thing. How do I do this on my phone? And it always looked like there was a weird. She did Droids wrong. The Android's wrong. She always had that weird written font for everything.
Oh,
and the text size blown up, and it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
back then, I'm sure they're better now, but back then, also droids were just not as intuitive as iPhones.
Absolutely not.
It was
I like looking back on it. I'm like, why did I even say it to
her? Well, I mean, it was, well, I don't know.
No, because she always be like, "Geez, why'd you make me do this?" I'm like, "I didn't."
I'll never forget.
You did.
When I was in junior high, when the first iPhone came out, and only one kid I knew of at the time had one, and we were all, I don't know why I was hanging out. Me and this other kid were just hanging out in front of the library, and this kid was going into the library, and he was like showing us his iPhone, and we were like, I mean, it was mind blowing. I mean, it was the first. I have never even held a phone with a touchscreen. I mean, it was like, what the fuck? And he's like, do you guys just want to hold on to this while I go in there? I went, yeah. And when he walked in, I'm like, I can't believe he did that. Like, I would never run away with it, but like, obviously, but you're just going to trust random kids you go to school with your new iPhone?
I know, that's crazy.
But then again, in junior high, like, everyone's kind of more trusting, you know what I mean? Like, your kids, you know what I mean? At least back then.
That still is kind of crazy.
It is. And he came out and, he was like, I was dumbfounded.
I told you the story in summer camp when I was a kid, because that was like an every summer thing.
Oh, is this?
Yes.
Oh, no.
And I actually, like, that was like a highlight of my summer when I was a kid. I actually really liked going to summer camp.
I went to a summer camp briefly. I went to summer camp. I wanted to suicide bomb my parents when they first sent me. But then, like, as it started, I had a crush on one of the counselors, and I was like, I don't want to stop going. Go
on. Very young. I was probably in, like, second grade, maybe. Don't even know. But I had a group of friends that we'd all bring our Game Boys, play Pokemon. And I had so many hours put into Pokemon Ruby. And
if you had to rough ballpark this save, how many hours in this save?
Like, I don't know if it was because the battery was fried on it, because it was like an old copy, but like when I would save, it was like maxed out. It was like 99.99. So over 100 hours in Pokemon Ruby. Like, this was not when Ruby like just came out. This was like after the fact. So yeah, I could probably find out what year it was.
Shit.
And I was a Pokemon fiend. I played in.
We talked briefly about that.
We did, but I'd even give him my game, or I wasn't even like letting him look at it. Like, it was in my bag, and I was either doing something else, or I went to the bathroom or something, and he took the liberty of taking my game out of my bag and was playing it. And at first, I was like weirded out. But I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like,
already a foul.
Yeah, already a foul. Long story short, he started a new save. And he saved, and he deleted my save, because you can only have one save on a cartridge of Pokemon, which is the dumbest thing ever. But that's probably just another tactic for them to make more money. They really don't need it. But he fully knew what he was doing. Like, this kid played Pokemon like every day there with me. Like, he knew what.
Any kid that age knew the consequences of that.
He knew what he was doing. And oh my God, I cried like a bitch.
That's a 100%, and I think
that was a loss.
It still should be in the statute of limitations.
I'm actually still in mourning.
That's a felony.
Yeah,
like that should be a felony.
Yeah, there was another very similar situation happened. I actually don't even remember how this one happened, because it was a very similar setup. I don't know why kids were just taking my Pokemon games, but the same thing happened on a copy of Fire Red that I had.
Oh dear.
That I had taken to Toys R Us and gotten like a distribution Mew. So I had a Fire Red with a Mew on it, and a kid deleted my save. Yep. A legit Mew.
Would you give $200 up to have that Ruby cartridge back with the save?
No.
OG save?
No.
100? I'm shocked by that, by the way. I'm kind of shocked.
Maybe 100 just for sentiment's sake, but 200? Nah.
Yeah.
No, it's not actually that worth it.
It is a good point. Like, what are you going to do with it?
Right.
Well, with that, Ryan,
we done? We out?
I think we can wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah. You got a last message? Just something nice to leave people on?
Please read One Piece.
That was beautiful.
Please. It's been a year.
And we will catch you next time. Okay. Bye.